right? Can't move.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event. Fight fans worldwide, you've tuned into the number one undisputed boxing podcast today. This is the Boxing Breakdown.
Breakdown.
Now, your heavy-handed, hard-hitting host, Mark Roxey.
What's up, what's up, what's up, and welcome to another edition of the Boxing Breakdown. I'm your host, Mark Roxey, and I am here with my partner in crime, Mr. Harold Hunt.
What's up? What's up? How you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. What's up, what's up, what's up?
Happy day, happy day.
Happy day. For sure, it's a happy day, man. Listen, we first of all, I want to welcome the listeners into the broadcast today. Thank you so much for being with us today on the Boxing Breakdown at the Boxing Breakdown. You can find us on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. And we appreciate you being with us. We want to also remind you that we are also coming to you live from YouTube and Facebook. So you can find us at the Boxing Breakdown on either one of those platforms. And yeah, man, without further ado, we're going to get right into this episode. It's season 3, episode 2. I'm super excited. We did take a little bit of a hiatus for some personal reasons, and now we're back, and this is our second episode back, and we're sounding like we're supposed to sound instead of like our opening episode, which was a little crunchy around the edges, but we're here nevertheless.
We almost disappeared, Mark. We almost disappeared. Left it. But we're back now.
We're back now, brother. We are back, and we got a lot of boxing to talk about. And the first thing I do want to tell you is that I know that many of you are tuning in tonight so that you could get our exclusive interview with the one and only, my friends, 5-time world champion, 5-division world champion, James Lights Out Toney. Unfortunately, and you guys know how this goes, James is managing a lot of amateur boxers and some pro boxers, and he's thoroughly embedded in the sport. And sometimes time doesn't work out when you have a clock involved in it. So, he's not going to be able to make it tonight. We are going to try to reschedule for tomorrow night. He really, listen, James, I know you're listening. Hopefully you got us on in the car right now. And I know how much you wanted to be on the broadcast. I want you to be here. You're my guy. I've got, my top 3 fighters of all time, my personal top 3, and you are one of them. You know that. You're just an outstanding human being, and I am excited to have you on the broadcast tomorrow night. We're going to do it tomorrow night, Harold, okay?
Okay, well, James, if you're watching me this right now, man, I had some good questions for you. You better hope I don't forget them. But hey, I'll talk to you on tomorrow. We did a fight together a long time ago in South Carolina. I'll talk to you about that. You put me in a nice hotel. I had a really nice room. It was laid, and you was right downstairs in the suit and the tie and the nice shoes. Yes, James Toney, I remember that. We're gonna talk about that.
Yo, man, James is. I'm really eager to tap into James's intellect, his ring IQ, and his intelligence is just beyond comprehension. This guy's instincts, James's ability to decimate his opponents is just unparalleled. He's one of those rarities. He's entertaining. He's got a smile that lights up a room. Charismatic. His defense is on point. His offense is aggressive, and yet responsible. I mean, this guy's the complete fighter, and we're gonna really get into his career and what he did and how he went about doing it. 92 fights, Harold. He had
Yes, he had quite a few,
he had
and he
92 fights. His record was 77 wins with 10 losses.
and never got knocked out.
Yo, man. All I can tell you, and he fought
Always
some
lost those
real
points.
Harold. He fought real fighters, man. He fought real guys. Tony's coming for you. He wants to hurt you. He's only in the ring. Outside the ring, man, he's a nice guy. But in the ring, you do not want to be in the ring with a young James Toney. That's all I'm saying.
But I want to talk about the origins of his technique,
Yeah.
where they came from, how they were nurtured, how they were put forth, how he utilized them to have those fights and never be knocked out.
Yeah.
That is the meat of the subject.
But
I've got some good stuff with him because he came up with Floyd Mayweather's family. But that's another question. See, he's not here right now, but we're gonna talk.
No, we have a meeting with James Toney tomorrow night. We're gonna meet with James Toney because we gotta break things down. Now, here on the Boxing Breakdown, we talk about all kinds of things. We talk about prospective fights. We talk about post fights and what the various fighters should have done. But the one thing that I love more than anything is to really break down skill sets and really break down tactical approaches and the way that fighters actually manifest their work in the ring. Because as a coach and as a person who spent a large part of my life in boxing, I'm just fascinated. I'm always fascinated to learn from other coaches, other fighters, especially fighters of the caliber of James Toney. I mean, this is a guy who has seen everything. He's seen every style. He's been in the ring. He knows the antidote for every style. And as you pointed out earlier, he's never, ever been stopped. And, he looks pretty darn good, considering, the amount of wars that he's been in and the quality of the combat, right? He's given the audiences a level of combat that's unprecedented from the fighters that you see today compared to a James Toney. There's not, like, if you just go to your local, you go wherever you go, whether it's DAZN or wherever you're going to watch your boxing, you go watch a match now.
Yes. Let me add to that. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that you watch a match now versus a match that, happened in his generation, which, by the way, his pro career started October 26, 1988. And he fought.
Well, let me interject right there before you go there.
Yeah, he fought till 2017. Go ahead, Harold.
Right. Okay, let me throw it in before you go there because they need to know that. But as far as I lost my thought, Mark. But I believe that if you go back and just watch the whole body of his work, back to back, maybe 4 or 5 fights in a row, not a lot, then you can really see what he really did. I mean, you don't need to watch 10 or 12, nothing like that. Just watch 4 or 5 fights of his, those who watch tape, all the time like I do.
Yeah.
And you appreciate him. And then, because what Mark's saying is so clear, but if you don't have that background on James Toney, you may not understand it. Mark, you have called him a elder Mayweather type fighter, as in, he had that style before Floyd did, or as Floyd had that style. And I think he was a little more cleaner with that style than Floyd was. And Floyd was impeccable. So, that right there puts him where, he needs to be in my mind. But I'm just saying, if you want to get a good taste of James Toney, just do 3 fights.
Yeah, I mean, they logged a lot of time with trainer Bill Smith, right? They all spent a lot of time in the same gyms. James Toney lived with the Mayweathers So their families were very interconnected, and yeah, I mean their styles were very very similar. Their knowledge was, while Floyd's knowledge and Tony's knowledge, you know, manifest itself differently in the ring. They both had the same training and teaching, at certain points in their career.
The
And
daddy too. The daddy too.
yeah,
He had it first.
yep, absolutely. And in James's case, one of the things I think that really solidifies James Toney's
Skill
what
set.
makes him beloved by real boxing fans, right? Is that James fought. He really fought. He didn't run. He wasn't running in the ring. He was pulling you. He was bringing you to the ropes, and he was drowning you, and he was trading with you, and he was catching your catching your shots, countering your shots, rolling your shots, tapping, double tapping you. He was doing what you try to teach fighters. We all aspire to teach fighters to have the kind of instincts that a James Toney had naturally in the ring. And
I aspire that to the Chin. He knew I'm not going to get stopped. So whatever I want to apply with my skill set, I can do so because he's not worried about it. When you have a Chin, you have a mental thing like, okay, ain't nobody going to stop me. So he gets a chance to use all that training and all that and just put forth. So I want to give it to that. He know he had a Chin. I can do whatever I want. No one's going to hurt me or stop me. So we got to see the full arsenal that he had because he was unencumbered by being knocked out.
No, and it's got. I mean, James, lights out, lights out. He won.
He
so
light
many,
out.
he won so many regional titles, international titles, minor world titles, major world titles. He got the IBF middleweight championship, the IBF super middleweight championship, the IBF cruiserweight championship. He fought, I mean, my God.
And he got a heavyweight championship too. I mean,
and he got a heavyweight champion. That's right.
For whatever reason, as you know.
Yeah.
He did. But he did win it.
Ring magazine too, right? Didn't he get the ring? I think he got the ring title too.
I know he got a heavyweight championship. Yeah. And they pulled it, but he still got it. He still fought the fight and won the fight on the Georgia scorecards. And whatever politically happens after that, that's all good. But it happened. He won. He was a heavyweight champion and won in whatever sanction body that was. He was.
Well, we weren't going to talk about all this stuff about James Toney and like all the detail minutia. We were going to get into like his tactics and stuff. No, it's fine because I think this is like a great prelude for tomorrow night's episode because I'm excited that we get to explore and chat a little bit about. For example, he fought in the UFC. I don't know if a lot of you guys know that James Toney fought in the UFC. One fight against Randy Couture. It didn't work out too well.
Do we want to talk about that? What happened? No, we do. We don't.
Yeah, lock and load.
Right
lock
now?
and load it, baby. Yeah.
Right now?
Go ahead, right now.
Okay, well, he had the one fight in the UFC. At that time, I was saying, could boxers actually do UFC? A lot of hype around it. A lot of people talked about it. It was the first foray of a boxer into that arena of note. So he goes in there and he loses. He's knocked out.
Yeah.
So he was the first one that went that way, and it wasn't successful. Now Floyd went in there later. I mean, no one's gone in there later. Only person that's gone there one time was Clarissa Shields. She won her first one, but she lost her second one, and she got out of there. But she took a loss over there. Boxers can't go to UFC and think you're going to just win like that. But he tried that, but nothing negative. He paved the way for the Floyd fight to happen, for Clarissa Shields to happen, for these other fighters to come down and try boxing. So he's a pioneer in that regard.
Yeah,
with that loss.
Well, you said something I want to make sure I clarify with the audience. You said knocked out. He didn't get knocked out. He got stopped. He got choked. He got arm triangle choked in that fight, right?
Yeah, and that is the same thing. He had to stop. He was forced to stop. So
yeah.
I'm not a
fan
of that. I mean, I don't understand all the rules with that, but he's a pioneer in my mind.
Yeah. So I mean, let's talk a little bit about some of his. I mean, we'll chop this up with him because I want to hear his reaction. I mean, he's been, in countless interviews, he's talked about the fight with Roy Jones. He's fought about, he's talked about the Montel Griffiths fight, and they were back to back losses that he had. The loss for the IBF super middleweight title against Roy Jones, and then again the IBF Intercontinental Lightweight Heavyweight Championship that he also lost February 18th of 1995 against Montel Griffiths. But
what about the ones he won? Those
Oh,
were
yeah.
spectacular. Those were the ones that, like you said, wow, the ones he won.
Check it
Just
out.
because he was in the ones that he lost, it was cool and all that. But the ones he won were so spectacular.
Well, I bring up the ones that he lost, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm so interested to see how a fighter that is so complete, that is so absolutely skillful, and probably at the best in his division at the time, right? How is it that he loses? He goes in to fight Roy Jones and he loses. And a Roy Jones who was not very well known at the time when he fought him. He wasn't like the Roy Jones that we know. But I think that, and I want to hear from James why. But I know that it had a lot to do with his lack of preparation, and, he was going through some tough things that, he just didn't take him seriously and he didn't prepare. Cause really, I know y'all gonna get mad, and Roy Jones, don't get mad at me, please. I love you. I love you. But
Disclaimer.
I'm just saying, I'm not starting any crap. I'm just saying that I want to know what you guys think. And you can tell us on YouTube, you can tell us on Facebook, you can put your comments in and we'll see them. I want to know, and they actually put them right up on the air, whether you think a well-prepared, sharp James Toney can beat a sharp Roy Jones Jr.
They were both sharp.
They were, well, yeah, but I mean, that fight, it was a unanimous decision. It was a 12-round unanimous decision that he lost against Roy Jones, right? So
yes,
he kicks himself in the butt, and I've heard him in multiple interviews say that,
what
he
do
felt.
you think, Mark? I'll tell you what I think if you want to hear it.
Man,
You go first.
Well, first of all,
But let me speak after you, though.
okay, I'll let you speak after me. But I think that if James comes the way James came for all 46 fights before, because all 46 fights before, James is just walking through dudes. He gets there to his 47th fight. He squares off against Roy Jones Jr. He's not prepared. He didn't train properly, and he'll tell you that. And I would like him to elaborate on why, right, or how that went to be, right? But he meets up with Roy Jones, and he comes up short in a 12 round unanimous decision at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, Paradise in Nevada, right? He lost the fight, and he lost the IBF super middleweight title, right? Yeah. So there you go. Go.
Okay. I forgot that this man's gonna be on our show tomorrow, and I don't want to go outside because he needs to be here so he can say, well, no, that's not the case, or agree or not agree. So all I can say is, at my current understanding, not talking to him, not being, just know what I know, maybe limited. I thought they both were sharp. I thought at the present time, one skill set was different from the other and caused a win. That's all I can really say. No one was beat up, nothing like that. It was just the two styles were looked at by the judges in a certain way, and they both were able to, manipulate each other, and it just came out that the decision went Roy's way. Right. That's how I see it, at my understanding. But when I talk to him, I'll have a different understanding.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
But they were both sharp in my mind. The way they looked, they both looked sharp. If he had a light training camp,
yeah,
hey, I can't even look at that. I look at what happens on game day.
yeah.
So I can't preface any kind of performance on what happened before.
That's called the Minions singing uh the Rocky tune. Yeah, someone was trying to call me. I don't know if it was James or not, but I just clicked out of it.
Oh, that would be great.
I don't know if he was trying to reach me, but I don't know. We got him tomorrow. We got him tomorrow night.
Yes, we do. Okay, so you want to do current affairs, or we want to stay with Mr. Toney?
Now
I mean, he's
let's
worthy
go.
of all the conversation, but we have some other stuff we can talk about just for fun.
Yeah, man. Let's do current affairs if that's okay with you. I mean,
Okay.
I think we, the listeners, I'm sure they want to be caught up on some of the scuttlebutt around, the boxing world and events and news. So what do you got?
Well, hey, Canelo and Crawford, and it seems
Hmm.
as if it's not on TKO, which was with Dana White, and it's going to go from Friday to a Saturday,
Right.
and it's going to be under the Sheik's uh, Ring Magazine, whatever that thing he has over there. So
In
that
Riyadh.
means that the people trying to move the Muhammad Ali Act off, uh, as right now, it's not prevalent. So he's going to go to the regular route, the Sheik is, and under his other thing, and leave TKO alone for now. It seems as such. So uh, that's great. So right now, everybody's saying Crawford shouldn't do it, and now they're saying he should do it, and it's a lot. But the point is, we should get that fight, and it's gonna be kind of fun. They were all the same ages as Floyd and Pacquiao, same ages, 38, 37, same
Right.
thing. So
Hmm.
so if you want to compare it like that. Um, I think possibly it could be just enough diminished skills between the both of them to give us an Ollie Frazier 3.
Oh, that's a big ask, bro. That's a big ask. You think that? You think so?
I can go into depth on what I think.
Yeah, I want to know. The listeners want to
Canelo
know.
Canelo may be a little slower footed right now, so he's not going to necessarily be getting out the way. He's going to take his advantage by he can go get. So he can go get instead of trying to get out the way.
Hmm.
He'll be offensively smart and defensive smart up top, but his legs won't be taking him around doing all that. So he got to go to Crawford. Crawford to me is going to be let him come to him and just counterpunch her nicely. And if he can get any advantage on either left side or right side, he's going to stay there. And it's going to be a good fight. I mean, I don't see however long it. I think it's going to last because the skill set is too good between the both of them. I think it's going to be great. And I think they're
Yeah.
going to both land a lot of punches on each other, and no one's going to wobble or nothing like that. And Crawford's too smart to even take too many. So I think it's
Hmm.
going to be a great fight. I think the hype's going to be worth it. And I think every round's going to be a good round to watch because you got some intellect in there and you got some digression or going on where it should cause a good fight.
Okay. All right. I mean, I
But
just
I ain't gonna say who's gonna win. I didn't say all that. I just said it
well,
should be a
I'm
good
willing.
fight.
I'm willing to put my 2 cents
Oh,
on
are
who's gonna
you?
win. Yeah. I mean, I have
I'm
my
treading lightly on
listen.
that. I am.
Well, I'll just let you know. Okay. I you know what I did for the we talked about the Rolly Romero Ryan Garcia fight, right?
Yeah.
And I tell you what happened in that fight, right? Like I bet
Yeah.
I went for Rolly. I bet on Rolly
Yeah.
and
Yeah. You were. That was surprising that you were successful like that. Yeah, I
uh,
didn't see
I,
that at all.
I saw it, bro. I saw it. You know where I saw it? I saw it in the press conference, and then I saw it in the ring walks coming in, and I was very on the fence of even whether or not I was gonna go and make a bet, and Sure
What
enough.
did he show in the ring walk? I watch ring walk. Everybody on here, we watch ring walks all the time.
Not
I
like I
didn't
watch them.
see. I didn't see anything in particular. I mean, I know what ring walks kind of look like, and people on here they do too. But I didn't see anything that he did off. I think he got his confidence in the first round, and he said, "Oh, I can survive this left hand." And then I think his confidence soared from the second round on. I think
Yeah.
I think he was sheep like everybody else for the first round to see if he can get hit. If he could get hit with it, he didn't. And when he didn't get hit with it, that's when I think he got his confidence. I
Listen,
didn't see nothing in the ring walk or none of that. But tell me
I,
what you
I
saw.
I did. I mean, what I see is what I see. You know, it's what
And
I
what
see as a trainer. I
tell
can
me.
look in your eyes and I can tell whether
Uh,
you're there or whether you're not there. I can tell whether
I
you're
hear
going to
you.
win or not. Do you believe you can win or not? I can see it in your eyes. You can't
I
hide
wouldn't
it.
know that.
You
I
can't
wouldn't
hide
know
it.
that.
That's
I
why
wouldn't
so
know
many
that.
boxers wear glasses, sunglasses when they come to the weigh-ins. It's not because of the lights, the bright lights. It's because they don't want you to look into their eyes to see their
Hide
soul.
that fear. Hide
Yeah,
that fear.
yeah, bro. I
That's
could
crazy, Mark.
I could see it in his eyes that he came and he meant business, and I also understood. So I was in the arena for when Rolly fought Javante Davis, right? And I saw how he fought Javante Davis, although the fight was not very long. I think it went 3 rounds or something. I forgot how many rounds it went, but I remember the thunderous, you know, escapades. You know, there were people fighting in the arena when they fought. Everybody was fighting in the arena, and then on the outside, you know, there was a lot of hubbubaloo on the outside. There was gunshots. There was all kinds of stuff that happened on that night that they fought. But what a lot of people didn't talk too much about the actual fight, other than Rolly got knocked out. But what I saw in that fight is that hyper aggression that Rolly comes, that come forward aggressive nature. But then I understood that he was going to be training with Salas. And I understood that I know that Salas comes from the Cuban school. You know, I know that that's not going to fly in training camp, right? Those kinds of tactics leading into a fight, a major fight of this magnitude, right? I understood that. Now, how he was going to do it, I wasn't 100% sure, other than, you know, I knew that stab that he was using in the first round, as soon as I saw that stab come out successfully,
You knew where it came from.
I knew where, and also, yeah, I did. I kind of had it, like I just had this feeling inside that this is going to be an upset tonight, you know. And we talked about it because we watched the fight together, thanks to Harold Hunt's, you know, brilliant, you know, internet ability to show fights with his good friend, you
Cell
know, Mark
phone.
Roxey. But
But but Mark, I was more impressed with Rolly being able to be cognizant to run the game and keep it hot the whole time and not
yeah,
lax.
me too.
That was like, wow.
But you know, this is what I'm talking about. So let us not digress. You know, let us get back to the topic here, which is that, you know, Terrence Crawford, great fighter, solid fighter, southpaw. He's got a lot. He's got a lot that he can do. He's
Both
a great
sides.
both
Both
sides. He's a
sides.
great counter puncher. You know, a lot of who's gonna win is going to be determined by how they show up that night. And what I mean by that is, like, how do they show up in the press conference? How do they show up? Like, what is their condition? What is their mental state? Now, you know, I know Terrence Crawford did not come this far, 40-0 with 31 big wins coming by way of KO. He's currently ranked on the on a lot of pound for pound lists, you know, in the top 2 or 3. So it's not like, I mean, this guy's come a long way. This is a big fight for him. And to be
And he
honest,
took
like,
off a year. He took off
yeah,
a year.
and
So he's really preparing mentally and physically, you know.
well, and he's never lost. That's the thing. He's 40-0, 31 big wins coming by way of KO. Now, Canelo Alvarez, also not a slacker at all, 31-2 with 2 draws. You know, he's got 31 big wins by way of KO. So he's probably got like a, I don't know.
His record is 60 what? 60 what?
He's got 63. He's got 63 wins. 2 losses and 2 draws. And the 2 losses, one by Floyd, one by Bivol. Yeah, and so you know, if you look
at the same style beat him twice. The same style. I ain't lost to Laura. Well, they say he lost to Laura like that, but the 2 styles he lost to,
yeah,
they were similar.
The only attribute that's completely opposite is that it wasn't a southpaw.
True.
Right.
But
so the
delivery was still the same style. It just came from the other side.
Well, and I would say that, you know, and we're going to do another episode of the breakdown of the boxing breakdown with Terrence Crawford and Canelo as we get closer to the fight, so that we can really, you know, really go do a deep dive into their skill sets and what it is that they're doing at the time, you know, leading into the fight, because you know these guys are always doing different things as they grow as fighters. So, you know. But yeah, I'm very, very excited for that fight, and I know that you all are. And anyway, mentioning the pound for pound, Harold, who do you got number 1 as your pound for pound right now, or do you have a pound for pound list?
Yeah, I have one, and that's just only because of his past performance. Inoue out of Japan.
Ooh.
That boy, his attention to detail and his skill set, but he is. Some of the other commentators say I'm biting off them. But he's really a predator, man. I mean, he sets you up so he could eat you. I mean, it's not like, okay, I want to get you in a position so I can knock you out. Yeah. I want to get you in a position first, then I want to really punish you, and then you go out. Whereas some fighters, you know, I'm going to set you up so I can hit you with one punch or whatever and just end and be done with it and, you know, do my posturing, which is fine. But with him, he wants to beat, he wants to set you up and just beat you up, and that's fun to watch. You know, somebody aggressive like that. So right now he's my number 1. Crawford still is number 2 because he has that same kind of thing. Once he gets you where he wants you, he'll kind of torture you a little bit. You know, he likes to show his skills or whatever. But the Inoue boy, that's my number 1 guy as of now.
Wow. Well, let's talk about this. I mean, Teofimo Lopez is sliding up into the pound for pound rankings. He's definitely in the top 10 for pound. I mean, where do you have him up there?
Yes. I mean, without the knockouts as spectacularly as, if that's the word, that he needs to have optically, he doesn't have that. But for us, the smoothness, the skill set, the countering, the ducking of the punches, the whole hype around the talk and all that, whatever he says is controversial, he's doing a great job. And in the ring, he's good. I would like to see another, you know, maybe 1 or 2 knockouts, you know, added on with the one he had with before. But right now, you know, no, his skill set is great. And his daddy taught him off the internet. That is crazy.
Oh man, it is crazy. And you know, Teofimo's been in the news a lot recently. And one of the things that I would say to him, and I actually I messaged him and I said to him, you know, because I was watching a clip of his work, and Harold, he literally was utilizing
everything.
You know, it was did I send that clip to you? But he had
the New York, yes, the one he just did in New York, right?
Yeah. He had some really James nice Toney in him. He had some Pernell Whitaker.
Back to the ropes. Yeah, it was nice.
And he's just beating on this dude.
Was it you who sent me that? Somebody sent me that.
I sent it to you. Yeah, I sent it to you. But what I said to him is, dude, you got nice. A little nice. Yeah, I mean, he had some what's the Drunken Master? Oh man, come on, help me out. someone drop a message.
The
Right
one that
here.
gave Floyd a good fight.
Emmanuel
The one that gave
Augustus.
Floyd a good fight.
Emmanuel Augustus.
Yes,
There was some Emmanuel Augustus in there. There was
that's
James
it.
Toney in there. There was a little Canelo. There was a little, like, I'm looking at this guy Teofimo must be really studying right now. He must really be sitting there like saying, okay, I'm going to beat this guy with these skill sets and just, I'm going to run him, because he knew he was on national television. He knew he was in Times Square. He knew he was going to put on a show, and he did that. I was very impressed with what I saw, and I really feel like he needs to have a big fight. We need a big fight from Teofimo.
Because I was impressed because he'll see a skill set and he's able to mimic it clearly and precisely, and not get hurt by trying to do it. So he looks at something, puts it in his mind, and he actually goes and executes in the ring just because he's seen it. He doesn't have to like work it into the regime. He has the wherewithal where he can take this and use this the way it needs to be done right away.
Yeah.
Not necessarily working to his training camp. So I've seen, like you said, he's showing all these different skill sets. Like you said, he's probably studying, but for the degree to look at something, incorporate it, and use it in the fight and not be hurt by applying it incorrectly, that's phenomenal.
Yeah. No, it is. I mean, it's really, very impressive. And he, again, he's sliding up into the pound for pound. I don't know if you've got him in your pound for pound, send us a message on YouTube or Facebook, come live with us and let us know that you have him ranked, or you don't, and tell us why you don't have him ranked. If you think he's, trash, which, I think he might jump on too if you said that, but, tell me what you're thinking. And again, thank you for tuning in. If you're listening on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, or wherever you get your podcast, continue to do so. Please recommend the podcast, share it with your friends in the boxing community. We want to make sure we can grow the podcast, and we really appreciate your help with that. Jesse Rodriguez, Bam Bam, he's up there too. He's in the top 10.
Yeah, he's got the style that everyone likes to look at, man. I mean, he comes to get you. He'll come get you. He reminds me of, for the old heads, Boom Boom Mancini. I don't know if you want to look back at that. We got old heads, young heads, but Bam Bam is like a guy called Mancini, whereas his style is so I'm gonna come get you that it's relentless. Yeah. But you don't have a long career because you got to come get and you got to walk through whatever. But those who could walk through whatever, they're fun to watch. And Boom Boom walks through whatever, and Bam walks through whatever to deliver. Bam. So that's why he is like must see, gotta see TV. And you can go back and look at all his other fights that on the way up, and they're all great because he takes you out. So he's fun to watch, whether he's fighting now or his past career. Just go back and look at 4 of them, and you'll get what he does.
Hey, we got three fighters out of Japan that are all in the top 10 pound for pound right now. And you mentioned your number one, which was Inoue, who's 30-0 with 27 big wins coming by way of knockout. Yeah, man. But there's also Kenshiro Teraji. That's a hard one to pronounce, but he's 25-1. That's a flyweight, right? He fights in the flyweight division. And then you've got Junto Nakatani, who's back in the pound for pound. He's fighting bantamweight. He's 30-0 with 23 big wins coming by way of KO. So,
he is rumored to fight Inoue. Do you know that? He gonna move up, Inoue gonna move down. Something kind of crazy. They're gonna do it in Japan because they think the whole world's gonna watch it because they're both undefeated and your countrymen and all of that.
I would watch that.
They got to move weight around and move down and all that.
I would pay to watch that because that fight.
You got a big man and a small man though again. So
these guys are. I love that fight. I love that fight. Only thing about Inoue, he's junior featherweight, right? And Junto Nakatani is bantamweight. So if that would mean he'd have to come up and fight him. I don't see that.
They talked about it.
Really?
I know, but they're talking. You know how it is. I can get to the weight, and we can make the money. Let's do. Who else? Who's the third one? It's in a way that guy, and it's just those three, right?
What?
In the top 10
Oh yeah,
Japanese fighters.
Teraji. Kenshiro Teraji, who's also from Japan. I might not be saying
He's
his
nice.
last name correctly, but Terajai or Teraji. Yeah, but anyway, he's up there in the pound for pound too. He's got a blemish on his record though, so he's not perfectly clear. He's not.
Perfectly clear.
Yeah, he's not. I can see clearly now. That's all I can sing because you can royalties. But yeah,
3 bars. That's it.
in the women's division, pound for pound, who do you got in the women's division? Are you?
Well, Jake Paul snatched them all up. You got an old head coming out of retirement, Holly Holmes. She used to beat up everybody. She's the one who knocked out Ronda Rousey for your old heads or middle heads or whatever. Ronda Rousey was all world boxer. She went MMA and she got knocked out. But before she got knocked out, she was on all the commercials. She was the thing. Every time turned around. But she fought Holly Holm. Holly Holm kicked her and knocked her out, kind of, a lot of good pictures or whatever. And that kind of ended that. But she came out of retirement and she's going and she signed over with Jake Paul. Jake Paul got all the female fighters, all the ones that make paper who can fight. He's got them all except for Clarissa Shields. But Clarissa Shields at least gonna have to fight his people. He's got them all. He's got them all.
Does he have the bomb?
Baumgardner.
He's got her. He's got Baumgardner.
Absolutely. Now? She's been on a contract for a minute.
Yeah, she was signed with King's Promotions for a while.
He's got everybody except for Clarissa Shields. So he kind of 3-6 months. They're all in there. He brought Holly Holmes out of retirement, and the only one he don't have is Clarissa Shields. And that's that.
Yeah, I mean, top 10 though. I mean, top 10 pound for pound, top 3, top 4, whatever. I mean, I got Clarissa Shields, of course. She's still, the GOAT. She's there, and then Katie Taylor, of course, and Amanda Serrano's up there, and
she's doing an arena in Detroit called Little Caesars. She packed it out one time before, and she's gonna pack it out again. It's another title or something. She's getting a good title, but she's saying I can sell out this arena twice. She sold out before, and she's gonna sell out again. So she's created her own avenue in that she has a facility that she sells out on a regular. Yeah. So.
Well, what about Gabrielle? What about Gabriella Fundura? She should be in the top 10.
Fighter. Yeah, she is. She's excellent.
She should be in my pound for pound list, top 10 pound for pound. She's in the flyweight division. That girl can fight. She's been smoking her opponents.
Yes, she's better than her brother is. She's better than her brother is. Her skill set is has more depth to it than her brother, who's a champion.
Oh, that's a statement.
It is.
I bet they
brother got knocked out.
Each other.
Stepped into something he shouldn't have stepped into. The brother had a situation where he had to learn and grow and show that he had the vulnerability to get hit. She don't even have that. She don't have that vulnerability in her skill set to get hit. To have to learn after that. That's what I'm saying.
Let's go to the heavyweight division. Who you got your top 3? Top 3 guys, top 4 guys in the heavyweight division. How about this kid? Shalini Zhang out of Jersey. China. He's Chinese. He's from China, but he fights out of Jersey, right?
Right. Yeah, him and you got Torres out there, and you got who else? The other boy. You got him and Torres, and you got that Cuban dude. And he's okay. I judged him last week, but he's okay. He's not even. We're not going to discuss that right now, but he's good though. Heavyweight. We top know 10. The boy. The boy. Was it? How do I say his name?
Oh, Daniel Dubois.
Okay. When Usyk goes away, he'll be the man. No one can beat him right now. Nobody can beat him right now. Nobody can beat him right now. He's already understood what he has to do. He had to get hit, and now he knows how to shore it up. So I think he'll be the next heavyweight champion, and he'll fight for a long time too after Usyk goes. True that. So he's number 1 for me Usyk is number one, and he's number 1A, however you want to say it. As
Yeah.
far as the other ones are concerned, I can't really see anything. I mean, you got another guy coming up. I forget his name. But he's very good too. So there's Torres, this other guy I'm speaking of, and the one you spoke of, the Chinese gentleman, that gentleman, or
Yeah.
Japanese. Either one. I've seen some footage of him. Those are nice, but they're not there. They're only 10 wins, 10 fights in, or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I can't really look at them like that. The heavyweight division, and you got Wilder coming back,
Yeah.
and I'll stop there.
I mean,
So
I got so in the cruiserweight division, everybody in the cruiserweight division other than the champion right now is the champion is Ja Opatiani.
he's nice.
Patani?
All
He's
knockouts.
Yeah,
He's
27.
aggressive.
27-0. 21 knockouts. Not
Okay.
all. He's got 21 knockouts. But then you got
He's
like
aggressive. He's nice to watch. He is.
Gilberto Ramirez is there, and everybody that's in that division, like that you could look like anywhere on the landscape, the top 10, all of them have losses. There's only one kid from France, and I don't remember the kid's name, that I think is coming up that doesn't have a loss.
Yeah.
But everybody
The class
else,
of that division is the first guy. What's his name? Opie.
yeah,
the
I
first
can't
guy.
say, I can't even say the guy's name.
He's the class.
Jai Opatiani. It's
Yes,
OPT.
he's the class of that. He's the class. He's the class of that weight class. Period.
Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, so we'll move right along into the light heavyweight division. Light heavyweight division obviously is Bivol, right? Demetrius Bivol is the GOAT. He's the one to beat.
He's proven that by game planning our boy just nicely. Very nice. That was cerebral. That wasn't necessarily physical. That was cerebral, how he got that second win.
Right.
So that, for you heads who like the cerebral part of the game, watch that. Because there's,
for sure.
That was good.
The Arthur Beterbiev and David Benavidez are both there in the running for me. Like they're right there with Bivol, but I don't see them. I mean, maybe Benavidez on a good night could beat Bivol. I don't know. What do you think?
Just off the top of my head, I think that Bivol's defensive skill set, he can just apply the same work he applied to Beterbiev on Benavidez and prevail. Because Benavidez is going to come after him and all that, but Bivol knows how to. I'm a scorer. I'm gonna keep you at bay. Keep you respectful. But I'm gonna keep you at bay. So he's gonna come to him, and Bivol's gonna be able to, kind of thwart that type of action. So if you want me to say something right now, I say Bivol wins that fight.
Wow.
He's had Canelo come after him. So he knows what that is.
Yeah. No. I mean, I think that's. What about the super middleweight division?
Who we got there?
Canelo, of course.
He's undisputed there. So
yeah. Caleb Plant's in there. Jamie Munguia. There's no one in there other than Christian Mibil.
Yeah, well, they've already been moved. They've already had their, they're already been, they're old, not old news, but it's already taking place. Right. Their opportunity with Canelo is already taking place. So we don't know what's going to spool up from there, but it's already passed. Mobility, he can't sell seats yet.
Well, there's that. There's always that, right? There's always that. That's always a thing. So
what's next?
All right. So what about the middleweight division?
Who's there?
Yanibek Alamakali. Okay. My guy Carlos Adamek is in there. Adame, sorry, he's number 2 from the DR. He's in that division as well. Arislandi Lara is in there. Arislandi Lara, man, how is he still in there?
The only thing I can say about him is he goes to knock you out. So, he's at not the end of his career, but his career is still good. But he's older than these guys, naturally. But
Look,
right now, he's fun one to watch because he's going to go knock you out. He's not going to try to do all the take you here and lure you into this. No, that's not what he does because he knows just what he can do right now. So when Lara fights, watch it. Regardless of what his hype is and what other champions are doing and all that, Lara is going to come knock you out because he knows this is what he has to do right now. So he's out of all them, he's the best one to watch.
Well, I love Lara. I mean, I've always loved Lara. And interestingly enough, that brings up a good point because Lara is the one who when he fought what's his name, Thomas Lamana, and he stopped him with a straight left hand. And Lamana's getting ready to fight again. I think he's fighting Jermell Charlo.
He gets Charlo,
who's number one.
I just want to say, I just want to say, Lara did that 3 times before that. Before he got to your boy, he knocked out people like that his past 2 fights prior to that because that's his operation right now. I'm gonna get you out of there. I'm gonna set you up and get you out quick, and that's fun to watch.
Yeah, and then Crawford's there too, so that's interesting. Virgil Ortiz is there. I don't know. There's a bunch of other guys there that I don't see anybody. And then of course welterweight, favorite division. I know that's one of your favorite divisions.
Well, everybody's. I mean, I like Boots in there. He's good. And then you got Dario, who's coming up on. Oh, we got to talk about that. But right now, you got what? You got Boots got 2. You got Norman. He's got the 1. He's out of Atlanta. He's going overseas to defend it. Yeah. Okay. He can. He's going overseas. He's gonna have to take. He can't go to the scorecards. You're gonna have to take that boy out. But he's taking that belt over there, and if he wins it, then maybe he'll get a Boots fight. But right now, we got Barrios down there, and we all know who's trying to take Barrios' belt. But you want to talk top 10 in that division? I would have to say Boots. Boots is nice. That he's the cream of that crop right now. But Norman is so young. I don't know. I've watched him, but I don't know. My mind hasn't put them 2 together yet, so I'm not even going to try to do that. But he's a champion, and he knocks people out, and he seems to be very well coached right now, Mark.
Yeah. I mean,
he's taking instruction.
What's this business? What's this business about Pacquiao coming back? Did you hear that?
Yeah. I had a whole nother. I don't know. We want to do all that.
No,
but
we're not going to do that today. We're gonna break that down later, but because that's worthy. That's worthy to break down.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Junior welterweight. Obviously, you got Teofimo Lopez, who's the champion right now. Nice. You got Devin Haney there. He's not really on many people's minds right now after his last performance. You got Richard Hitchison, who's there. Gary Antoine Russell is there. That's
Russell is very dominant. And if you watch his last fight, he lost to that guy previously. If you watch the first fight and then watch the second fight, you see how Gary simply just changed his skill set and applied his aggression, and he won that fight. He knows what skill set he's going to need. I'm not saying he needed that loss, but that loss brought out another aspect of him, and I don't think he's unbeatable to me. So everybody else in that division, who in there? Lopez is that division, right? Everybody else, I'm not saying Lopez. That would be a great fight, but right now, I gotta say, Russell really just has turned the corner where you're like, well, he may not get beat. So the rest of those guys are excellent. Well, I can't say that, but Russell screaming in my face, look what I've done because of the turnaround.
You know who else is in there, Harold, is Subriel Matisse. He's in there too. He's
got a heavy hand,
player.
But he's got turned off before.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So all right, lightweight. We got in the lightweight division. We've got there's a vacant title at the 135. That's vacant, man. Vasily Lomachenko's still there. So Shakur's there. Oh, Wouldn't that be an interesting fight? Shakur against Vasily Lomachenko. Phew. I
Um,
like.
Stevenson wins that
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't think that's too. I don't think that's so. I know you love.
easily.
I know you love
Easily.
Shakur. I know you
No,
love
no,
Shakur.
no. It's not that I love him. I'm saying his styles. Okay, we saw what Lopez did.
Yeah.
Okay, Shakur does that in a different type of style, but it will be just as effective.
Yeah. I would love to
On
see that. I would love to see that style matchup.
and
To
you have
see how
youth.
I would
You
love
have
to see
youth.
how Shakur can break
Unfortunately,
that. I'd love to see Shakur defend against the likes of a Vasily Lomachenko. A lot of the fights that Shakur has is against, high guard, come forward, straight down the line, straight into the pocket fighters. I haven't seen him fight anybody who cuts angles like Vasily Lomachenko, really. Not
okay.
anyone of note. And I would love to see that fight actually. I never really thought too much about it, but that's a fight that I think I would really enjoy and I would learn a lot from watching that
I
style matchup.
I think he has the propensity to adjust to Lomachenko's aggressiveness, even off the angles.
Yeah.
I think he has the wherewithal where he can catch that, even though he may have not seen it. We
Yeah.
have not seen it. I think his depth of understanding defensively will still see that and solve it.
Yeah. Well, I'd be interested. What about Keyshawn Davis? Keyshawn Davis. Shakur versus Keyshawn Davis. I'll take that fight. Make that fight. That would be a great fight. I mean, I don't know why they don't make that fight. I just want to see Shakur in a real fight, like a really good fight where he's tested. I think that's what he needs to make himself a superstar.
He's been tested. He just happens to make it look kind of nonchalant to me.
Okay.
Some of the greatest fighters have said that their hardest fight was some of the ones that we never thought was hard for them.
Well,
We
that's what
thought
I'm
they just
saying.
was walking over, and they'll say that was my really hard fight. It wasn't what you thought it was, and
Right.
a lot of fighters say that. And in my mind, I think Shakur's already had that really hard fight that defined him. It didn't jump out to us.
Yeah.
But I think he's had that, and I think he can solve any style that he's in there with. I just think it's his depth of, and I'm not tripping on him like that. I just don't see anything that he can't really handle so far.
Yeah, I get that. No, I get that. Junior lightweight. I mean, obviously, you got Emmanuel Navarrete, who's there. A couple of other notable names that are up there right in the rankings.
Don't forget about
and ready
Tank
to
though.
go.
Now,
No.
About Tank.
Well, Tank's in a class by himself. That's why.
My bad.
I mean, I was gonna say Raymond Ford's up in there.
Yeah,
at 130
heavy-handed.
Yeah,
Ford is heavy-handed.
Mm-hmm.
He's heavy. When he hits you, you come off the canvas.
He's
and
another Jersey guy. He's from Jersey.
If you
He's
go
from
back and look at his fights, his knockouts are the kind where he'll hit you and you kind of get off the canvas. I mean,
Right.
he kind of lifts you, and he's that fight. He's a very head, and he's able to line you up and hit you with that, so you can go airborne, and that is a skill set in itself.
Yeah.
So he's good to watch too. I mean, as far as you want to see a heavy knockout, the kind that people are moved away out of their space, him.
This is what I want to do. I want to jump right into the junior featherweight because there's a guy in the junior featherweight that I've become acquainted with, and I know him and his work very well. And his name is Elijah Pierce. He's ranked 7. He's in there. He's in the top 10 for sure. And there's a prospective fight. Maybe they could make a fight with Inoue, right? Who's currently the champion out of Japan, 30-0, 27 KOs. But, if they don't make the fight, if they can't make that fight, right, then maybe the two fighters that I'd like to see lock horns in that division is Elijah Pierce and, I don't know, maybe, what is his name? What is that guy's name? But anyway, there's a couple of guys in that division that I'd like to see him lock horns with, right?
Okay, this is what what's the weight class?
On 122, 122,
Okay.
junior featherweight,
They got
junior
some good guys down there.
featherweight. Yeah, there's some guys in there that I'd like to see him fight. Yeah. I mean, the guy who's up in the next weight class, 126, is Stephen Fulton. And Stephen Fulton and
Who's coming back off a situation, and now he's a champion again.
Yeah, and him and
And he only
Elijah
has the
Pierce
one
have
loss.
exchanged some words. They've exchanged some words, Harold. So there's maybe a fight somewhere in the catch weight or something. I don't know, but I'd like to see that
Yeah.
fight. That's what I was trying to say earlier.
Yeah.
I
Fulton looks
stalled
real
out.
good. He looks real good right now. I mean, he had a situation with in a way it was a loss for him, but he came back, reinvented himself, got the title back.
Yeah,
And he doesn't, and now he's running into shape now, so he doesn't have to go any other way. So
right.
he's a great fighter to watch. You know, I like him.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
he's very, he doesn't knock you out, but he keeps his offense on you constantly.
yeah,
It's not like whatever reason he's always aggressive and he's always landing and he's always coming forward. It's not like he knocking you out. He has a lot of knockouts, but he applies his skill set to you constantly. He's not like low or back. I like, Fulton is good. He's doing well right now. He's doing very well. He's a champion again, and that's great. He's getting paid, and he's fighting good fighters.
Fulton's a great fighter. He's a solid fighter. You know, I just want to flip into the bantamweight division because in the bantamweight division, there's like 100 guys. I mean, that's an exaggeration. There's a lot of guys in the top 20 that are from Japan, bro. There's a lot of 118 pounders. I don't know what they did. They just have loaded up the 118 pounder with all these great Japanese fighters. Juno Nakatani is in there. Ryushi Nishidi is in there. Yohishi Takai is in there. All these guys they're all Japanese. Saiya Tsushimi is in there. I can't. It's hard for me to say these guys'
They've
names.
been doing it for years, though.
Diago
generations
Higa is in there from Japan. Oh, Emmanuel Rodriguez is from Puerto Rico. All right, Boricua, vamos. Yeah, we got a guy up there, Emmanuel. He's a good fighter. But these guys from Japan are next level, bro. I mean, Teishen Nasugawa is in there. Takuma Inoue is in there. Jose Calderon is from Mexico. And then we've got Antonio Vargas, who's from the U.S. He's out of Florida. So, junior bantamweight, I don't really follow that division too much, but I should because I love the smaller fighters. And, there isn't anyone in there that I'm really. I mean, Jose Francisco Estrada is still.
Isn't Leo in there?
He's who?
Leo. He's a champion.
Jesse Bam Bam is the champion, right? Isn't Bam Bam?
Okay.
Bam Bam's the guy in that division. He's right now. I mean, there's Fernando Martinez from Argentina who's in there.
Bam Bam is there. That's enough. I mean,
Rodriguez is in there. Estrada is in there. Carlos Cuadras.
Cuadras is excellent as well. He's good.
Yeah. David Jimenez is in there. So there's some good guys in the flyweight division. Again,
they need to have a tournament. They need to have a good tournament. There's some good guys in there. You need to have a tournament in there.
The problem is you can't have a tournament with all Japanese fighters there unless you have it in Japan and it's all them fighting each other. Because in the flyweight division,
but they've been doing that for years, Mark.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's like eight Japanese fighters that are in the top 10. 8 of them. Crazy, bro. I mean, crazy.
You gotta wake up at 4 a.m. and watch that.
Yeah.
Live.
I know. Anyway, listen, this has been a great episode, Harold. We really kind of chopped this up around the 1 hour time slot. And so, I want to thank you if you've been tuning in and hopefully you've enjoyed the conversation. We really do hope to get James Lights Out Toney tomorrow night on the Boxing Breakdown. He was sent his regrets that he can't be here, and hopefully we'll get him tomorrow.
But and all the people that helped me with these questions, I called some people and they gave me some answers and questions, and it was great. I appreciate you guys helping me with the list. I'm gonna administer it to him on mañana, tomorrow. Thank you for giving me that content, please.
I love that, man. I love it. I love it. That's awesome. Well, I guess until next time, we'll see you guys on the next episode of the Boxing Breakdown. Peace and love. See you soon. Out.
Fight fans, join host Mark Roxey and special guests as they break down all aspects of the boxing world, including news, business, management, training, promotions, fan reactions, upcoming events, matchups, future boxing stars, title fights, state of the boxing world, and all the stuff you don't see when you watch boxing. This podcast is released each week on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Live streamed on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook Live. It's the Boxing Breakdown, hosted by Mark Roxey.
And my guy, Harold